Okay, so let's start with some tips about being a team manager. I'm not going to spend the time going over all the different things that DI already tells you. The materials are great, which brings me to tip number one, read. You get a lot of binder worth of stuff in terms of all the details about DI, how to run meetings. Read them. That's first thing. There are lots of things about your challenge, about how tournaments work. Read, understand, read the rules, understand the rules of the road, understand what interference is about. The number one mistake that managers make is not really understanding what is actually required by DI. That's number one. Start there. Now, let me give you my tips of what you need to do to move forward. First thing, let the team decide what challenge they want to do. It's very important that the team make the decision and invest buy-in right away for what they're going to do. The earlier you can decide what challenge you want to undertake, the more focused the team is going to do. So make sure you do that. Second, structure of the meetings. Things are going to be much more successful if your meetings follow a regular schedule. Spend X amount of time on instant challenge, X amount of time on your central challenge, X amount of time on snack time, but just have a regular schedule. Third, make sure that you spend time on each of the parts each meeting. So in other words, make sure you don't leave instant challenges till the very end. You will learn a lesson that the team's not quite prepared if you do that. So make sure you address everything each time. Fourth, schedule. One of the first things you need to do, have the team sit down and figure out a schedule. When are things going to be due? When is the script going to be due? If you're doing some kind of fine arts or anything that requires a skit, when's the script going to be due? When is your scenery going to be due? When is your technical piece going to be due? Each piece should have a milestone. I know it's September. It seems like competition's a long way off. It's not. Because you're going to get to November and all of a sudden people are going to start talking about they're going away for Christmas, and before you know it, it's going to be February and you're going to begin to panic that you only have a month left before a competition. So schedules are very important. The next tip, make sure that each person on the team is in charge of a piece of whatever it is that you're doing. Someone should be in charge of props. Someone should be in charge of maybe decoration, the script, costumes. Whatever it is you're doing, give people responsibilities. Make sure that each person has buy-in and responsibility for an element of what you're doing. That's going to be key because they're going to listen to each other much more than they're going to listen to you. So that's a key part. Next tip, parent involvement. This works much better if all the parents understand what DI is about. The biggest challenge you're going to have in DI is nobody's going to quite understand what DI actually is. What are these kids doing? Bring your parents in from the team right at the very beginning. Have them do an instant challenge. Get them involved. Get them to understand what's going on. They're going to ask the team how things are going. Make sure that that communication's going well. Also use them occasionally to come in and run instant challenges if somebody will do that. Have them look at your central challenge. Use them as another set of eyes to help you out. Another tip, plan early for competition. So when you know when your competition is going to be, first of all, your regional competition, think about what it's going to take. What is it going to take to transfer your props to the competition? How many people do you need to have involved? when you're designing your overall set or whatever you're doing, how easy is it to transport? The earlier you can think about how you're going to move this, the better off you're going to be. Another tip, very important, make sure everybody's having fun. It's got to be fun. There will be times when you're going to have little conflicts. These are going to be kids who are going to be very dedicated to what they're doing. Remind everyone regularly this is all about fun. My last tip is expectations. You're going to hear people talking about this all the time. What are the team's expectations and goals? Is it just to get to regionals, present, and have a good time? Fine. Is it to go to state and compete for a state championship? It's another level. Is it to get to globals and try and compete there? Is it to get to globals and try and get in top 20 or top 10? These are all different levels of goals. Each one requires a different amount of time that your team's going to have to spend, different amount of dedication. Establish those goals early on and remind the team, remind the parents, this is what the team has set as a goal. Remind them regularly and say, is this still what you want to do? Let them try things. That's how they learn. This is about creativity and problem solving. Let them do it. They'll surprise you.